Hi Earthlings. Okie dokie. Now remembering these are my notes and it's kind of like my reality and I'm sharing with everyone. So I showed you that I photographed the stars, which I do, and I got a symbol, and this time the symbol was the key. And just one moment. Better get my camera because I might need to show you some other things. But it was quite interesting because I found out that we are in the Jewish year 5784, which is the year of the door opening. And I've written here, remember the story of Joseph. Because Joseph was betrayed by his family, and then he was lied about, and then he was jailed, and then he was an interpreter of dreams, and he kept on saying to everyone that he wanted them to remember him. Now I just want to share some photographs. Now these things are called coffin. They're in Japan, and they say it was in the AD period, but I also found that that in Rome, the Church of St. Peter, who's supposed to have the keys, and the some sort of a courtyard there also looks like a key or a keyhole. And then this again, this is in Japan. Those are filled with water, the moats around the coffin, which does sound like coffin. And of course they are burial chambers. This is a good one. Now, there we go. They're super large. And I'm just adding that to my notes. Oh yeah, sorry, whoops, I just forgot one photo. When I was when I did take the photo, that was the key. This is also the same star. Okay. Now, so that of course led me to studying about what is a light key. And so, key of light. And Lao Tzu wrote, use the light to return to clear-sightedness. The force of the way acts upon the heavens as it does upon the earth. Thus, heaven and earth are indivisibly coupled, and thus this is used to clarify, not complicate understanding. This is the grounded attitude of the way. No matter where you look, you'll see the sky, because the sky is coupled with the earth. Our first work is to understand our path, to unscramble the confusions put into our mind, to seek the purpose of our soul, to seek the purpose our soul came to earth in this lifetime for. As we tune into the duality of mortal reality, we are working for the afterlife, so we use the metaphysical realm. Physical exercise plus meditation reinforces our chi in contentment. So we're going for a lot of contentment this year. In the natural realm, all effort is devoted towards its survival. Every creature and tree is focused upon this. Thus, sustaining our life force comes at the sacrifice of others. Nourishment is thankfulness. Now, because we live in this realm, this earthling realm, for us to continue to live, we have to take the life force of something else, be it the tree or the plant or the animal. So we must always say thankful. So nourishment means thankfulness. Say it before, during, after, or when you remember. Okay, so always remembering that the life of something has been sacrificed. Even if you're eating a fruit, all those seeds which could have become are now nothing, perhaps, unless you poo it out and it's gone into the earth, okay? But, yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm saying too much stuff. Now, avoid artificial love. Also, there is little personal gain and political beliefs at waste focus. Non-interference is not passiveness. Always rise in your power when anything interferes with you. Or if you're a mama, you interferes with you and your children. So this year, how I explained that when this is, we're calling this a Capricorn year, we're climbing the plateau and we're building our fort or our castle, and this is our boundaries. So observe the naturally designed boundaries in our environment. Example, the Pacific Ocean stays within its boundary and does not enter the Tasman Sea, as seen from Cape Reinga. Remember our earthling limitations and stay grounded. The seas don't cross each other's boundaries. They have a line, They stay within their own territory. We've got to learn to do that too. Keys of heaven. Now, so I'll give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. And whatsoever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. Whatsoever you loosen on earth shall be loosed in heaven. You'll find it in Matthew. You'll find it in Isaiah. Also in Isaiah it says, proper fasting loosens the chains of injustice. So when you get a bit skinnier, you can slip out. Also, another saying I found, any coal that does not catch on fire at the lighting up of coal will no longer catch on fire when it is lit a second time. These are wise little kind of sayings that we're going to take in this year, these things, because remember, we're going to be allergic. If something's off, we don't touch it. We're on our way to climb to our plateau, and we can't muck around in the bog, and we can't muck around in these little traps that are going to be set by other people. And we're coming up to one on the 22nd of January, which is what this video is actually about. Right, so it's Year of the Dragon. Now 22nd of February is my first focus point. So remembering that we're in the first stage, I divided it into 6, the Year of the Dragon. Stage 1 is being sensitive to the conditions. Remember, if you're sensitive to it, it doesn't make you feel good, you're allergic. Stay away from it. Doing things in the right order develops your habit. Persevere in doing each and everything in the right order, and you will flourish when your creative power works through you. Success means making the right moves at the right time. Be confident in your ability to be successful. Absorb right advice and align yourself with it. So, on the 22nd of February, we have Mars and Venus in a conjunction at the 6th degree in Aquarius. So, at this time, Venus and Mars are still in Capricorn, and Mars is ahead of Venus, and they're moving and they're coming into the zodiacal house of Aquarius. There will be a conjunction on the 22nd, and then Venus will be ahead of Mars. Okay, so it's only one day that this conjunction's for. They're not traveling together at all. Venus is actually overtaking Mars. So we'll put it this way: our heart is overtaking our ego. We're getting to the point. We're starting. This is the starting point of our heart leading. We do not follow fear. Our heart leads in the ways that make us feel joyful. There's going to be a catch. Let me go. So on the 6th degree in Aquarius, the Sabian symbol is about channeling ancient archetypes in our own unique fashion. Our avatar role is an agency of higher forces. Not only do we live out our human life in mundane workday ways, but we also serve the function of bringing higher mysteries to earth, remembering the awareness of our larger responsibility. Awareness is our soul. This requires a very sensitive intelligence. We're in the mystery play of our self-realization. Self is our soul's energetic life field. We develop the knack of noticing the effect we have on others and their conscious and unconscious responses to us. We discern, we take notice, because these are our marks that we pick out, distinguish, recognize. These are our first marks. So we don't brush it aside, we don't ignore it, and we don't overthink it. We're like a little scientist at the moment. What we do is we record it in our journal, the visible impression, the mark it left on us, it's for our consideration only. We do not take it to heart yet. Instead, we regard and we take it into account and describe the experience. So when we're journaling, we describe the experience. Perhaps it was something that we take a visual and how we feel, and we described. We don't take it to heart yet. Nothing. Not good, not bad, not neutral. Anything that we have got an effect from, when we've noticed an effect, we're not taking it to heart, whether it's something great or something not great. We're just analysing only at this point. So what we're doing, we're in the very beginning stages of looking into the fog and sketching out our map to get us safely to our plateau. Importance, significance, consequence, substance. These are the keys. 4. Now, at the North Node of Destiny on the 22nd of February, it's Tantalus. This is not our destiny, so let us learn about tantalizing. Tantalizing is tormenting or teasing with a sight or a promise of something unattainable, arousing desire or anticipation for something mockingly out of reach. This is, at this moment in time, so around the 22nd of February, when Tantalus is opposite the North Node of Destiny, something tempting, appealing, attractive, enticing, something that excites our heart may be on offer, seemingly like an invitation. So let us learn the story of Tantalus. Tantalus was a giant, half mortal, half divine. Long ago in the Bronze Age, there lived in the Anatolian city of Tantalus, King Attis. He ruled Phrygia, spelled Phrygia, located where Lydia was to emerge. His wealth was derived from mining the mountains there. Now, King Attis became known as Tantalus, and he heard the story that there was a magical golden dog on the Isle of Crete, named after Laelaps. Laelaps means storm wind. It's a great name. Now, Laelaps was a hound that was destined to always catch his quarry, and was first given to Europa by Zeus. Then it passed down to Minos, and then to Procrus, and finally the giant hero, Cephalus, had Laelaps. One day, Cephalus set his hound on the trail of the Tumesian fox, a magical fox destined never to be caught. The hot dust held his footprints, and he vanished, lost to sight. Cephalus climbed the rising ground with a grandstand view of the wide fields to watch the chase. One moment the fox is caught, but the death wound missed, and the vixen escapes. Her course is cunning, never straight for long. She doubles back and circled behind to deceive the chasing jaws, to foil Laelaps' assault. The hound pulled close, but they were step for step. It seemed he got her, but failed, and only snapped at the ear. A great paradox. The fox destined never to be caught, chased by the hound destined to catch what it chased. Zeus looked down, and seeing their fate, knowing that endlessly this chase would continue, he ended the paradox by turning them both to stone and threw them up into the heavens. The rocks hurtled through the cosmos and became fixed to the firmament, creating the constellations Canis Major, the hound, and Canis Minor, the fox. Also, when I studied the story, I thought of the moon card in the Rider-Waite Tarot, because it's got the hound and the fox and the path that goes to the two watchtowers with the moon. So I was like, oh, the fox and the hound have a very ancient symbolic meaning. Canis Minor and Canis Major. Canis Major, the main star in that is Sirius. Now, back to the story. In remembrance of the magical hound, Laelaps, Cephalus had a golden statue, mechanical, crafted by Hephaestus, made and placed in the temple of Zeus on the Isle of Crete. Well, now, Tantalus found something very appealing about that magical golden statue, mechanical statue in Zeus's temple, and he told Pandarus to steal it and bring it to him. So, what have I got? Pandarus lived in Greek. He was a Milesian. He lived in Crete in a town also called Ephesus, but not the famous one in Turkey. So, Tantalus declared, I beg my pardon, Zeus' temple. Now Zeus sent Hermes to claim the mechanical dog back. Tantalus declared he had never seen it nor heard of it, and then the two of them, which is Tantalus and Pandarus, conspired to trick the gods. So, and made a sacrificial offering to Zeus by murdering his son Pelops. Tantalus murdered his son Pelops, cut him into pieces, making his flesh into a stew, and served it to the gods to test their omniscience, their state of knowing everything. The aroma was very tempting, and it stimulated the gods and the goddesses. It aroused their expectations, but something baffled them, and they did not take the bait. Now, Hermes then took the mechanical golden dog statue by force from Tantalus, and Zeus zapped Tantalus and threw Mount Syphilis on Tantalus, killing him. Pandarius fled to Athens and thence to Sicily, where he perished with his wife Haemothoe, being turned to stone. Now the spirit of Tantalus resides on the other side, because remember, all of us go to the underworld, but humans, we don't want to go to the other side, or we don't want to talk to the other side. The other side's where the demons, jinn, genie, that's where they are. Our side is called the afterlife. It's all called the afterlife, but our side is called the Elysian Fields, the grounds of sorrows, and forgot the other one, the Isles, the Blessed Isles. Anyway, the spirit of Tantalus resides on the other side, because that's the place made for the giant spirits, or the jinn. Tantalus' spirit stands in a tempting pool of water beneath a delicious fruit tree with low branches, and whenever he reaches for the fruit, the branches raise up, and whenever he kneels for the water recedes away, and over his head towers a threatening stone. Now, that's his afterlife of the afterlife of Tantalus. Now, at the south node of fate, on the 22nd, thank all the lords, and of course my lord, we have Shiva at the 16th degree. He's RX, so he's actually coming back to the 16th degree, and he's making sure he's going to follow along for a little bit because he's in the RX motion, and that's a very wise thing to do, because we've got a couple of other weirdo things that are going to happen. The next one will be Chiron will conjunct at the destiny point, and everyone's like, wounded healer, that's great, but I haven't fully researched it yet. It does have a good kind of an aspect, and it's probably healing for our heart. And so one last thing that I'd like to say, another little wise saying: there are two ways to reach the other shore. One is by manual labor, like rowing, and the other is by harnessing the power of Great Spirit, like putting up a sail. Okay, so that's my update for this time that I'm going to share. And there's a lot going on. As far as the Great Awakening, it's finished. So the Great Awakening's gone to its final point with the Q movement. And so apparently it's the 10 Days of Darkness that have started, because I'm following on this site, so I'm just paying attention to things that have happened. The 13 timelines have merged. I'm not exactly sure what the 13 timelines are, but in the quantum computing world, there's possibilities. So they run through the possibilities, and they run them through, and then one will fall away, this will fall away. And example, it's you, and you're in this simulation, and you can run, all of you's running through in different timelines at the same time, and you're all doing this, and this one gets hit by a tree, and this one falls into the bog, and this one, such and such, and this one is you. You're the only one that's going to continue going through, because everything else has fallen away, and now there is only the one path. I think it's really important to understand that. And I think the other part that's really important is to gear up for the 22nd of January, because that's you being asked for your avatar to take on the personification of your God or goddess aspect, the higher you that does have an existence in a realm that you can't remember. But it is an eternal realm, and you are always that soul. So, thankfully, a lot of people are waking up, and we're learning that it's not our job to kick ass and get out of here. It's actually our job to sort everything out that is here, that got stuffed up by Lord Krishna, who a lot of people worshipped or still worship. But he started the Kali Yuga, and sadly, that pitted family against family, and it's continued for quite a long time. And I'm not really into the worship of Krishna. I'm not trying to tell anybody what to worship and what not to worship. I'm just saying what happened and what he did, and we're going to stop it. We're going to do our best. That's why we're here. Okay, so best of luck, Earthlings. You've got your little purpose and mission that you are to get yourself in tune with. 2 ways to get there, and that is exercise and meditation. Find your contentment. Once you've found that contentment in your heart, in your body, in your heart, then your mind will start to clarify, and then you'll realize who you are, a little bit more about who you really are. Okay, best of luck, everyone. Love you all. See you soon. Ka kite.